Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of Healing Stars. This is a chart set for the new moon, and it's symbolic, i.e. there's no ascendant midheaven here. It's Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So if you go counterclockwise, you'll see the emphasis now on the 11th sign of the zodiac, which is Aquarius. It's where this new moon is. That's the seed. Every new moon is the seed, like conceiving. And then we have the last sign of the zodiac, also heavily populated. And that's a very important theme this month of February. As you can see, here's the sun next to the moon, 21 degrees Aquarius, and Venus is at 10 degrees Aquarius. Now also at 10 degrees is Pluto in Capricorn, and Saturn is at 11 degrees of Scorpio. Now Venus will very soon, the next day, makes a right angle to that Saturn. That's a denial of love. It's a hardship around love. That's what Venus represents. But Venus is an air sign. Notice down here the predominance of air as an element. So that's ideas, the mental realm, communication as well. Jupiter is in Gemini, also another air sign. And there's a conflict between Gemini and Pisces. They're at right angles to each other. So as we can look at see Mars here at 6 degrees of Pisces is at an exact right angle to Jupiter. And Jupiter isn't strong in the sign of Gemini, and Mars isn't strong in the sign of Pisces. So people might be fighting, which is Mars, that's a Martian energy, well, they don't really know what they're fighting for. It's fighting for the sake of fighting. And Jupiter gets caught up in different ideas, different mental concepts, but there's no real gravitas to it, no real wisdom. The fixed energy is also strong. You can see that what it calls modes. Fixed means as it means, fixed. People are stubborn, intransigent, holding their ground. But mutable, that's the signs of Pisces and Gemini. They're both mutable, is also strong in this chart. Almost called it birth chart, but in fact it is. It's a birth of new energy, new emotional energy in the sign of Aquarius. So thought, Aquarius is about groups, it's humanitarian, but it is mental, it is ideas. So can these ideas be birthed at this new moon? Well, Mercury is the planet of communication. It's in a difficult, stressful aspect to Jupiter, which it does rule, but also it's coming towards a trine with Saturn. Now that is more grounding, and that's on the 12th of February. So once planets connect up with Saturn, they will, like that, Saturn is symbolically very much to do with planet Earth. It's said to rule this planet, which is called the stay after school planet for slow learners, in case you hadn't heard that before. We learn our lessons from Saturn. And those lessons are deep now. It's in the sign of Scorpio. It is an intense emotional sign, but it plunges us into the underworld. Also in the underworld is Pluto and the centaurs. Chiron is here in Pisces, and Chiron is very strong, what I call strong, i.e. there are a lot of planets that are coming up towards Chiron at this time, and Mercury will pass by it 3 times because Mercury goes retrograde this month on the 23rd. So it will pass by Chiron 3 times in its journey through Pisces. So Mercury, the messenger in Pisces, right up into the beginning of April, that's what the message is. The stars are saying, listen to your dreams. Go into the unknown. That's the realm of Pisces. Magenta is very much connected to the 8th chakra, above the body. So it's our soul star. What are we here for? What's your mission in life? What's your purpose? And many people I know feel wounded around that. But it needs all this energy, which is a highly spiritual energy, full of compassion, can also be pity, or we can fall into being the victim, or codependency. It's a sacrifice pattern. So Chiron in the story did sacrifice his life So Prometheus, which is connected to Aquarius, could be freed. However, the gods rewarded him. They made him into the constellation of Sagittarius. That's one story, or Centaurus is another. But that was the reward. So going towards the stars, the divine, is the highest reach of Pisces. It is the mystic. But the energies of addiction, looking outside for bliss, for that connection, that's the problem with Aquarius, with Pisces. Aquarius at the moment is holding the mental energy, but we will soon be diving completely into Pisces realms. And Neptune is the most nebulous planet, but also creative, because Neptune is to do with films, with music, with art, that raises us up to that high vibration. So the mutable energy is flexible, that's the positive, but not being able to make your mind up is also the negative aspect of it. But go along with the dream, but ground it. Virgo, the opposite sign, here is in the olive green, to Pisces in this magenta sector. Virgo rules things like housework, health, things we do every day, little rituals that we do. And we all do those. We brush our teeth, we get up, we do certain things in the morning. But any housework, I'm an advocate of cleanliness this month, any housework or ironing or just going for a little walk or gardening. I know it's not the right time of year for gardening in the northern hemisphere, but weeding, detoxing, decluttering is another good Virgo thing. The more we reorganize our personal space, the more we open that space for the mystic, for the oracles to speak to us. Also, when we leave our conscious mind alone and just do simple jobs, that's when great creative ideas can come through us. Now, this month we have two very important things happening. We have Saturn in Scorpio will station. That means it's as if it stops. It doesn't actually stop, but it means it holds the same place in the zodiac for a good 2 to 3 weeks. And then it is moving backwards for 4 months, which it does every year. Planets, except the Sun and Moon, do this. It's regular. But it's going to intensify the energy while it's, as we say, stationed. Also this month, the pesky Mercury retrograde is occurring, and that's occurring on the 23rd. So you've got time, back up your data, your computers. Don't buy a mobile phone when it's retrograde or anything, that is to do with communication. Or be very, very careful about researching, especially since Mercury is in Pisces. The other important thing that's going on is that just as the Sun moves into Pisces, it will then connect with Neptune. It moves into Pisces on the 18th, and then on the 21st in the UK, it connects with Neptune. This is a comparatively rare event. It happens only one day a year, and Neptune is in Pisces for roughly 13 years, so it's 13, 14. So you've got, this is a time to download what the divine wants to say to you. The universe wants to speak to you. Consciousness is the sun. So be kind to yourself on that day. Be especially aware of your dreams. I highly recommend a dream journal at this time, especially if they're good at any time. But also, because Chiron is a shaman, that's an important concept. The shaman goes between different worlds, and that's what Chiron does. It is to do with the underworld. It's come from Pluto's domain. And so the aspect of the shaman is always to bring gifts back, some healing herb back to the tribe. That's the traditional interpretation of shaman. But this is also for us to heal our own inner woundedness and bring forth our gifts. I'm doing a webinar on Chiron. It's short notice, it's on the 12th of February, but I will record it so you can purchase it later. I also offer a very good astrological report. With that included, that is talks about Chiron in your chart, what place it's in, and all of that is for a mere £11. So look at my website, it's healingstars.com, and I hope to speak to you soon. Have a wonderful new moon energy.